Dear students, in this video we'll deal with the periodic trends in physical and chemical properties. Number first here is density. Now density is mass per unit volume. Here no reasoning part is involved in your course, but I am telling you very shortly that why the following trends takes place. Firstly, see the trend. Down a group, the density increases gradually. Because down a group, density is mass per unit volume. Down a group, mass also increases and volume also increases. Both the quantities increases, but the mass increase is much more as compared to the volume increase. So overall, you can say that the density increases down a group due to increase in the nuclear charge. And across a period, first it increases till metals, and then it decreases when non-metals start. Then it slightly decreases. Why? Because metals are more denser. You can say that solids are more denser than gases, and non-metals mostly exist in the form of gases. So the density first increases till metals and then it decreases. Next is melting and boiling point. Down a group, it decreases for metals and increases for non-metals. In case of metals, down a group, the metallic bonding increases. Metallic character increases, you have learned. So metallic bond increases down a group, and it is inversely proportional to the van der Waals forces. Van der Waals forces are the weak forces between the molecules that decreases down a group. So forces if decreases, so melting and boiling point will decrease down a group. And increases in case of non-metals, because in case of non-metals, van der Waals forces increases down the group. So more forces are there, so more melting and boiling point will be there. So it increases for non-metals. In case across a period, it increases up to the metals and then show irregular trends in case of non-metals, in case of melting and boiling point. Next is N by P ratio. N by P ratio means neutron and proton ratio. If you know the atomic number and the mass number of any element, you can calculate electron, proton and neutron. Electron is equal to proton is equal to atomic number, and neutron you can calculate by subtracting the atomic number from the mass number. If neutron-proton ratio is equivalent to 1, suppose in case of sodium, the atomic number is 11, so proton is 11. And mass number is 23, so you subtract 23 minus 11, you will get 12, that is neutron. If you take out the ratio, it will come out to be 1.09, that is equivalent to 1. So it is a stable and light element. So if any elements N by P ratio comes out to be equivalent to 1, then you can say that these are stable and light elements. But if N by P ratio comes out to be greater than equal to 1.5, then you can tell that they are unstable, heavy and radioactive elements. Like here I have shown uranium. Uranium have number of neutron as 144 and proton as 92. And if we will calculate, it will come out to be greater than 1.5. So uranium is a radioactive and unstable element. Next is the periodic trends in the chemical properties. Number first is oxides. Oxides and hydroxide generally both follow the same periodic trend. Across a period, these depend on the electronegativity of the element. Across a period, strongly basic to strongly acidic. The oxides and hydroxides of metals are, that is electropositive elements, they are basic. You have learnt in earlier classes, they are strongly basic, and non-metal oxides and hydroxides are acidic. So the across a period, they both will vary from strongly basic to strongly acidic, and here I have written strongly basic to amphoteric. Amphoteric, sometimes in between some elements come whose oxides and hydroxides are amphoteric. Like in 9th I have told you zinc oxide, aluminium oxide, lead oxide and hydroxide. Zinc oxide and hydroxide, all these are amphoteric, so these come in between. So sometimes you can write strongly basic to amphoteric to acidic. It moves from basic to acidic through amphoteric. So amphoteric is in middle. And down a group, acidic to basic. Here also, and here I have written less basic to strongly basic. Both mean the same thing. Either you tell, if in the form of acidic and basic, I have to tell the upper one will be acidic and lower one will be basic. And if in case of basic term only I have to tell, then upper one will be less basic as compared to the downward, because down a group metallic character increases. And metallic or electropositive elements form basic oxides and hydroxides. So down a group, they will show basic character, strongly basic character, while in the upward in a group, they will show either acidic character, or you can say if you compare, then less basic character. So both follow generally the same trend. Next is oxyacids. Oxyacids are the acids which contain a non-metal, a hydrogen and an oxygen atom. In this case also it depends on the oxygen atom. Oxygen atom is again a highly electronegative element. So more the number of oxygen atoms, more acidic will be the oxyacid. Again, across the period, on the left side you have metals, on right side you have non-metals. So it will vary from weak oxyacids to strong oxyacids, because they are non-metals form strong. They have larger number of oxygen atoms as compared to metals, and they will form a strong oxyacids. Down a group, strong to weak oxyacids, because the non-metallic character decreases down a group. So strong to weak oxyacids. Hydrides are the compounds formed by hydrogen with metal or non-metal. Hydrides of metals or electropositive elements are generally basic, and because they form bases. And hydrides of non-metals are acidic in nature. So across a period, because we move from electropositive to electronegative, so the character varies from strongly basic to strongly acidic. While down a group, it will move from less acidic to more acidic, because HF is a hydride of hydrofluoric acid, that is a hydride of fluorine, and HCl is a hydride of chlorine, and HCl is a more strong acid as compared to HF. So it will move from less acidic to more acidic. In this class you have to just learn the periodic trend. No reasoning part is required much here. So these are the periodic trends in the physical and the chemical properties. In the next video we'll deal with some questions, how they are asked in the boards from this chapter, and how you have to answer them. That we'll discuss in the next video. Thank you.